All right, everybody, welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. This week, we're back with the review a lot of you have been waiting for, and that's the Poseidon Triton. But before we get into today's video, if you're new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure you hit that bell icon right next to that. That way you get notified every time I upload, though we don't miss any of this awesome cycling content on this channel. So like I said, we're doing the review a lot of you guys have been asking me for, and that's on the Poseidon Triton. So let's first start off with what is Poseidon. So Poseidon is a brand based in Southern California. They make gravel bikes, they make the road bike, and they make mountain bikes. Pretty standard basic things there that really they get you on a platform that's really ultimately designed to get you on a solid platform to start off with, and then you can upgrade the bikes further on if your riding seems to improve. But they set you up with kind of a bike that has a lot of the modern, that has the majority of the modern standards, really solid equipment to just get you out riding to start off with, and then upgrade as you go, which is a really nice factor I've seen. And this will be my third bike I've reviewed from them. I've reviewed the Redwood, which you can see behind me, the white Redwood, and I've also reviewed the Norton, which is kind of behind the camera right now. So I've reviewed both of those. That would be their adventure gravel bike and then their mountain bike. And today we're talking about the road bike. Now, if you know me, I'm not a roadie. I'm a mountain and gravel guy. There's dirt, hit me up, I'm there. I'm not much of a roadie. The road bike I had before this was my Trek 1.2 from 2011. So yeah, I was 13 years old. So I really don't do much road riding. However, the more I looked at the Triton, the more I was intrigued by how well set up it was and how much it improved over the first version. So this is actually their second version of the Triton. The first one was, I believe, was blue was the main color there. And honestly, it was pretty similarly on par with my road bike 2011. Quick release axles, nothing super fancy, had the cables kind of coming out of here. It was about the same. There wasn't much of a difference to it, so it never really enticed me to even want to try the Triton because it was just kind of like, that's exactly what I have now. Why do I need another road bike that's exactly the same? The Triton that just came out this year, I believe it was in October 2024, totally different story. Not even the same beast as what my old road bike was. This is much more of your modern style road bike. So let's talk more about what this bike comes with, what it comes set up as, and then we'll kind of go into more of the common questions I've seen from asking about this bike and what my ultimate thoughts are. So this bike comes set up on a 2x10 drivetrain with microshift Sword. This is my first experience with Sword, and I'll tell you, Sword is so much better than Advent and Advent X. Way better. I love Sword. Sword is awesome. So it comes with a microshift Sword, clutch rear derailleur. So with the setup on the gears, it does have a very wide range on here. On the rear, it goes from an 11 to a 38 tooth on the rear, which is kind of a wider range for most road bikes out there. And then on the front, I can't remember the front comes with a 50 and a 34, which is kind of your standard compact crankset up here. But the wide range on the rear is going to be much different than what you find on most road bikes. However, to me, that's what makes this road bike so good and so much fun and why I like to ride it. It's because of that wide range cassette on the rear, but we'll get to that in a second. So this bike does come with disc brakes, comes with center lock rotors, and it has the 2-piston mechanical Tektro calipers on here. It's actually the same stuff that's on the Redwood, so I've actually come to like these calipers a lot. And they made one major improvement to those, and that is that this bike comes with compressionless housing. If you've watched some of my videos, you know that they used to not come with compressionless housing. They come with standard compression housing, and the brake feel was meh at best. And you know, I've done the upgrade on their other two bikes to up to compressionless housing, and it made a world of difference. And they do that now from the factory. It comes with compressionless brake housing. So much better, so good. So biggest improvement right there. One of the big things you'll notice if you've ridden any of their older bikes, compressionless housing. Brakes feel really good all the time. Moving on from there, one of the other notable features of this is going to be the wheel set on here. So the wheel set that comes on here is set up as tubeless compatible. So that means you can go ahead and you just put some tubeless rim tape in there, throw some sealant in there, and pop those tires on as a tubeless tire. However, the tires that come with it, I believe they're a Maxxis tire that comes with this bike. Those don't say anything about being tubeless compatible. So I wanted to run tubeless for the first time ever, so I went ahead and threw this pair of Kenda Valkyries on here, and I really like those tires. The Maxxis that come on here are a 32 millimeter wide tire, which is very wide in the way of road bikes, but not really wide anymore. Just earlier this week, Pirelli came out with their 40 millimeter wide road tire. So kind of wide, but not wide. These are 28s that are on here currently. Running tubeless, no issues at all with them. They're actually a really nice wheel. They're a different style than what you'd find on like the Norton or the Redwood. They have more of a dished look to them and a much narrower look to them. I really like the way these wheels roll, plus the freewheel sounds really cool. I like the sound of that. That sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good for a road bike. It's loud enough for me that it gets people's attention. I like that a lot. One of the other things this bike comes with already is going to be a Holotech crankset here, which is really nice. It's an upgrade you do to the other Poseidons as well for just a more stiff crankset. Comes with that from the factory. Really nice there. The frame is going to be aluminum, carbon fork, through axles, front and rear. Nice set of drop bars, 44 millimeters. Like I said, it comes with everything you would want a good road bike to come with. And ultimately a package under $1,000. I don't think you can get a better road bike for the price than the Poseidon Triton here. So now let's talk about a few things I've seen a lot of people ask questions about. One of those is going to be sizing. So sizing on the Triton is a little bit different, but kind of the same. That's the way to put that. So their sizing goes from, I believe, an extra small up to a 2XL, which is kind of large in the world of bikes. The 2X is huge. So for myself, I'm 5'11", I have longer legs and torso. I find myself on a standard size bike between a 56 and a 58 millimeter. There's a 57, it fits me perfect, but 56, 58 is kind of where I end up. Because I like the taller bikes, I like the taller bike for my taller legs, but then I hate the long reach. And that's one of the things I like about the Poseidon Triton is it's like it's designed kind of as a 57 centimeter bike. And that's because it fits me really good here. You can see my saddle really doesn't come out much out of the seat post. And the reach is not very long versus most of the road bikes I've ridden. I found myself in my Trek 1.2 series reaching very far for the handlebars. And that's something I didn't really like. The less I rode the road bike and the older I got. I did not like the position that bike set me in. This bike allows me to have a little bit more of an upright position, which I really like and I enjoy that. And I enjoy that as well. So sizing is a little bit different. They do have all their sizes, I believe it's on Bike Insights. You can go on Poseidon's website and you can click that link. It brings you to Bike Insights. All their sizing is on there. What I did is I compared the Triton here in a large and a medium to my Trek 1.2. And I was able to kind of figure out what I kind of went and looked at what fit me best on the 1.2 and what I didn't like and kind of figured out from there. That's how I kind of ended up with the large on the Triton, and I don't regret that at all. I like the large. The large fits me really, really well. Another question I see a lot of times is asking about the wheels on the Triton. So like I said, they are different than what comes on at least the Redwood and the Norton. They're kind of a more narrow style, a little bit more of a deep dish look to them. And like I said, they have a really good sounding freewheel. I've only upgraded one of the sets of wheels on the Poseidons. I've upgraded the wheels on the Redwood. And that was an attempt to try and shave a little bit of weight, and it shaved some. I think it shaved 1.5 pounds, maybe 2 pounds off of it, so it shaved a decent bit. But the Triton's wheels are actually I find them to be a really good wheel. They roll really well. I have had one issue with them, and that's, again, on me. I pinged this rear wheel off of something. I don't even know when it happened. I actually dented in the top, right around the bead of the rear wheel. It's actually right here. You probably can't, I don't know if you can even see that on camera, but it's right here. I did a really good job of fixing it. So I pinged that in. It actually did not lose the bead at all. I actually pinched the bead of the tire in there. And I was able to actually very, 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 very carefully with heat and a set of vice grips, pull that out, make it even again. Now, was I close to buying a new set of wheels when I saw that? Yeah, I about cried. So that is one thing to keep an eye out for. I have no idea when I did that or how I did it. It could have been the tire was a little low and I hopped up on I've hopped on curbs like twice, so I have no idea. Honestly, went to fill the tires and it had a ding in the wheel. So something to be aware of. I have no idea. It could be I'm a bigger guy. I don't know. It did that once. I fixed it. It hasn't happened again in that same spot. The same spot's fine. I painted over it again, so you can't even tell. So that is something just to keep an eye out for. Worst case, you swap the wheels out for something a little bit better. Like I said at the beginning, Poseidon sets these bikes up so someone who's entry level, just getting into the sport and wants to try a road bike but not want to spend a bunch of money on a road bike can pick the Triton up for $1,000 and ride the wheels till they fall off. And then you can throw a new set of wheels on here and you have the through axles, all the standards ready to go. just to put a new wheel on there. And that's kind of where it comes in. So if you don't like the wheels, you can upgrade the wheels. Not a huge deal. Are they the heaviest? No. Are they the lightest? No. But they definitely do the job really well. They hold tubeless, no problems. I've liked the wheels myself. So let's get on to, I guess, my review of the Triton, and if it's something I would recommend for you guys. And ultimately, yeah, I'd recommend the Triton. The Triton is a great bike. This bike it rolls really fast. It feels great to ride. This bike makes me want to ride road bikes instead of mountain bikes, which makes no sense to me. But that's kind of how this bike feels. That's how I like this bike. That's why I like this bike to be. A lot of people ask me, oh, have you sent a video out on this yet? And I said no. If I can give you a short review in that, for a mountain and gravel guy, this feels like this is a really nice investment on a road bike. And that's because, you know, it's winter time right now. Trails are starting to get covered in snow. Trails are wet. Guess what? Road bike can pop out right on the road, no problem at all. The tires are wide enough on these. They're 28 millimeter tires, like I said. They actually measure out to be a 30 millimeter on these with the wide wheels on there. It's just confidence inspiring. It feels really good. It's short enough that it feels really confident. The brakes feel really good. You don't lack confidence in those. The microshift sword feels incredible. I like having the clutch derailleur on the back. The shifters feel amazing. Along with that, these little shifter things move, which makes me as maybe a little bit of ADHD, gives me something, a little fidget while I'm riding. But ultimately, this is like the best road bike you can get for under $1,000 is the Poseidon Triton. If you want a road bike that's confidence inspiring, that you can hop on, change next to nothing on here, and have fun just being able to get out and ride, the Triton is by far the way to go. And going with that, what I've changed on here, like I said, I did the tires because the Maxxis tires that come with it didn't say they were tubeless ready. So I felt more confident running a tubeless ready tire on a road bike. So I've changed those. Changed the saddle out for a saddle I already know that I like, pretty much the old one off of my bike, off my road bike, and I swapped the pedals out. That's it. Everything else is as it was out of the box, and that's pretty much how this bike will live its life. It's just like this, as kind of a bike that I can get on, ride, put some road miles in, do a little training on the road, and then hop out and just be reliable and comfortable and something I want to do, which is a big thing for me as a mountain and a gravel guy, is actually putting miles on the road. It's not normally something I want to do. This bike actually makes me want to do that. So a huge thanks to Poseidon and a freaking like 50 million thumbs up, making an awesome road bike that actually gets a mountain biker wanting to ride a road. Again, it doesn't make any sense, but thank you for making an awesome road bike. Thank you for sending this out for me so I can review it, share it with you guys so you guys can see what the Triton is all about, what makes the Triton so good, and why, if you're looking for a road bike, the Triton is going to be a great option to add to your fleet. If you guys are interested in checking out a Poseidon Triton for yourselves, I'm going to have a link in the description down below. Check it out. Give Poseidon some love. You're not going to be disappointed with any other bikes. I've yet to be disappointed by Poseidon at all. So, hopefully you guys found this video entertaining, or maybe you liked it a little bit. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up. Appreciate the support. Any comments or questions, let me know down in the comment section below. Love talking to you guys. Love answering any questions you guys have. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching today.